Hey everyone, thank you so much for 14,000 subscribers. It really means a lot to me. Wow, that's a lot of people when you really think about it. I mean, that's like a sports arena full of people just to see me. That's amazing. I feel like Britney Spears. Wait, what's a more modern artist? Taylor Swift. I feel like the Taylor Swift of Transformers. Okay, well, I'm maybe not the Taylor Swift of Transformers. I don't have her kind of numbers. But still, that's pretty awesome. So before we get to the listener questions, wait, shouldn't it be viewer questions? I think I might be thinking of the podcast that I stole this idea from. So before we get to the viewer questions, as you may have noticed in my last couple episode reviews, I dropped some hints of what one of my special secret projects I'm working on is. And while there's still a lot more to do, I'll try to give you more of an idea throughout this video. Also, a little update on the monetization stuff that I mentioned in my last subscriber special video. I have been working on some merch ideas, some of which may or may not be up on my Redbubble account now. So you may want to check on that after the video, or sometime in the near future. Some of the designs I'll be posting might still be works in progress, and I'll eventually update them in the future when I get more time. So you could consider these initial versions to be some kind of limited time only special first editions. I think that would be the marketing speak for it. Also, I am working on memberships. I've started to figure out what I want to offer and at what tiers. And I do have a couple of members only exclusive videos that I'm working on right now. One of which is some extra stuff from my speed metal collab with Proto Man. We talked for a long time. Like, a long time. A lot of which really isn't related to the episode itself, but if you're interested in hearing Proto Man talk about cars and other stuff, that might interest you. So that's all the updates on the channel I can think of for now. Time to move on to the viewer questions. Now, I can only answer a handful of questions because this is an extra busy week, what with the release of the latest issue of the Beast Wars comic coming out. Plus, I didn't really want to make this video too long, otherwise it might not come out until next week. But without further ado, let's start off with our first question, which comes from Bumbleboys. Bumbleboys asks, what do you use to record your videos, voiceover-wise? Thank you for your question, Bumbleboys. So I use what I think a lot of people who do YouTube or Twitch or podcasting or anything like that use. And that is a Blue Yeti microphone, which is probably the best mic you can buy for the price, that you can easily just plug into your computer over USB and it's ready to go without too much fuss. No having to worry about XLR cables or soundboards or anything like that. I have this one here that I'm using in the recording booth at work, where I do most of my videos. I also have my one at home, which I use for when I'm doing Let's Play videos, and it's also the one that I recorded a lot of my old videos on when I was still trying to edit videos with free software on my dinky laptop. The one here at work, though, has an arm and a pop filter and all that good stuff that helps it sound better than just the plain mic as it comes on the stand. Eventually, when I get my own more professional setup at home, I'll get an arm and stuff for that one. Our next question comes from B13 Gold Streak Country Gang. That's quite a long name. They ask, what characters would you want to appear more in shows for the Transformers? That includes any characters from G1 to the newest shows. Thank you for your question, B13 Gold Streak Country Gang. That's a good question. I mean, there's a lot of characters that I'd like to see more of in Transformers shows. Like, I could easily say all the Beast Wars characters. I love that we got Cheetor in Cyberverse, and I am super looking forward to Kingdom. But if I had to choose a specific character, I don't know. I could choose a selfish answer and say my boy Six-Shot. Although I know Hasbro would never do that, because that would mean that they would have to engineer more Six-Shot toys. And him being a Six-Changer, that would obviously be harder for them to do. Although, really, Six-Shot's transformation is pretty simple. So, come on Hasbro, give me more Six-Shot. I'd also like to see more bounty hunter type characters in Transformers. Or just characters that aren't aligned with either the Autobots or Decepticons. Like DevCon and Lockdown. I can just imagine what a great episode it would be if the two of them were going after the same bounty. They would have to compete against each other and try to impede each other without actually harming each other, due to some arbitrary bounty hunter's code or something. I think that would make for a fun episode. And of course, I'd love to see more female bots like Alita 1 and her crew, or even non-binary bots like Acid Storm in Transformers shows as well. More gender representation is good. Our next question comes from Harper. Harper asks, do you like anime? Thank you for your question, Harper. Yes, I like anime. I was a kid when anime started getting really popular in North America, with shows like Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, Card Captors, Pokemon, Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, all that stuff. I wish I've seen more anime though. I recently rewatched the first 50 episodes of Pokemon on Netflix, and it was so nostalgic. And there are some really crazy episodes in that series for a kids show. I recently watched Evangelion for the first time. I loved that series. Well, except for the ending. But I especially like the episodes where they're just kind of doing everyday normal stuff. I don't know. I just kind of like seeing anime versions of a Japanese city, I guess. I also recently started watching some of the Studio Ghibli movies, which I also never seen before, since they were on Netflix too. So far, I've seen Kiki's Delivery Service, Howl's Moving Castle, and My Neighbor Totoro. So far, I like Kiki the best. Again, I don't know why, but my favorite parts are just her working in the bakery and doing her deliveries. It's so cute. I've also seen stuff like Full Metal Alchemist and Code Geass, as well as more recent stuff like Kakegurui. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right at all, but it's the one with the crazy girl in the school obsessed with high-stakes gambling. That show is nuts. And I really like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. That's a great show. Again, I've only watched what they have on Netflix for the dubbed version. So I'm only up to, I think, season 2. I'm hoping that they add more soon. But yeah, I can't think of any other animes I've seen worth mentioning at the moment. I wish I had more time to watch more anime. I wish I had time to review some of these animes for you too. And if you have any anime suggestions, let me know down in the comments. Our next question is from Damien Faust. Damien asks, what is your favorite Transformers show? Thank you for your question, Damien. This is an easy one. Beast Wars. Without a doubt, Beast Wars. Although, I must say that Rescue Bots is really trying to steal that crown because, wow. I mean, just wait until next week's episode review. But yeah, Beast Wars is undoubtedly my favorite Transformers show. I could rewatch that show on loop and still enjoy it. I just wish it didn't look so outdated. If I was able to do 3D modeling and stuff, I would recreate that show shot for shot in 4K with all the bells and whistles we have today. I wish we got a new Beast Wars game just for that exact reason alone. Just for the possibility that I could take those new models and environments and use Source Filmmaker or whatever to recreate actual episodes from the cartoon. So yeah, Beast Wars, easy. And our next question comes from Norman Abazaid Janaidi. I probably totally butchered that pronunciation there. But Norman asks, do you have a cartoon crush? Have you seen my videos? I have a lot of cartoon crushes. Far more than I can count. But if we're talking serious crushes, I don't think I really have any. There's definitely certain characters I love to see get more screen time, but I wouldn't say that I'm actually in love with any cartoon characters. I hope that answered your question, Norman. Our next question comes from Yes Vibing, who actually has a couple of really good questions. Which one do I pick? Okay, you know what? I'm going to break my one question per person rule just this once, because they're both really simple and short to answer. So their first question is, what does your OC transform into? For those who don't know, my OC is basically a heroic female Canadian Colors repaint of Six Shot. Because, you know, I'd like to think that I'm all of those things. Okay, well, most of those things. I may not be heroic all the time, but I am definitely Canadian and proud of it. That's why my OC's chest is actually designed to look like the Canadian flag. But yeah, my OC is specifically based on the Titans Returns version of Six Shot. Meaning that in addition to her robot, tank, jet, car, wolf, and boat modes, she also has her little headmaster or Titan Master form for when she needs to get into small spaces that her full body can't fit. Now, for your second question, would you do a review of any of the Unicron Trilogy shows? Yes, I really want to review the Unicron Trilogy. Of course, I'd start in order with Armada, then Energon, and then Cybertron. But it just comes down to time. If I had the time, I'd be reviewing Armada right now. But I can barely keep up with the 4 shows I'm already reviewing. I'd also like to review the Japanese G1 trilogy, because I think more people need to watch those shows. And if me reviewing them helped get people interested, I think that would be great. Unfortunately, it'd probably be a while until I'm able to get to those series, because I've got a lot of Prime, Rescue Bots, Animated, and G1 episodes to review. Unless of course people would want me to alternate what shows I review each week. For example, one week my schedule could be as it is now. Prime on Thursday, Rescue Bots on Friday, Animated on Saturday, and G1 on Sunday. But then the next week they're all switched with other Transformers series. For example, Armada on Thursday, Robots in Disguise 2001 on Friday, Beast Wars on Saturday, and Headmasters on Sunday. And then they flip back and forth each week. But then that would mean instead of waiting 1 week for the next episode review of your favorite series, you then would have to wait 2 weeks. Would you guys want that? Or better to leave the schedule as it is and tackle those series after I finish my current ones? I hope that answers your questions, yes, vibing. And our final question comes from Orion Prime, who asks, when are you going to make your shipping video? Thank you for your question, Orion Prime. Yes, the top 10 ships video is coming. I have a list of about a dozen or so ships right now. My main trouble is trying to figure out how to rank them in a way that makes sense, and also trying to decide what should be considered a ship and what shouldn't. Like I mentioned in my animated review, I kind of thought of Ratchet and RC as more of a ship than an actual couple, because even though they obviously had some hints of romantic feelings towards each other, they didn't really get enough screen time to solidify that yes, they are an actual couple and not a ship. But now I'm thinking that it's kind of a given that they are an official couple and not just a ship. So it's kind of that gray area that I'm struggling with. Like, are Bumblebee and Windblade a ship? In the show, they're obviously very good friends, and they have lots of cute hugs. But they never actually display anything more romantic. Like, did Windblade friend-zone Bumblebee? Or are they just keeping it on the DL? But other pairings, just even in Cyberverse alone, are definitely ships, if not official couples. Hot Rod and Clobber, ship. Grimlock and RC, ship. Alpha Strike and Skywarp, ship. But do any of them deserve to be in the top 10 ships of all Transformers? Probably not. Trust me, the shipping video is coming. I am just working out my definitive top 10. Which brings up another point. Should this be like the top 10 ships in all of Transformers fandom in general? Or should this be my personal top 10 ships that I like? Because there's obviously the popular ships of like Megatron and Starscream, or Optimus and Megatron, Jazz and Prowl, Red Alert and Inferno, Dinobot and Rat Trap, stuff like that. But most of them I'm not too interested in unless I'm watching or reviewing an episode and I spot a scene where it's like, oh yeah, that is definitely ship bait. But yeah, the top 10 ships video is still in the works. Just please be patient. Is there another day that's like Valentine's Day coming up? Maybe I'll try and get it out for then. And now, my wonderful subscribers, I have some questions for you. Because this isn't just a one-way thing. I want to hear your answers. So, my first question is, should I upload or make videos go live later in the day? I noticed that some of my videos, when they're late, especially some of the ones a few weeks ago that went up around 4 or 5 in the afternoon, they seem to do better than the ones that I get out on time. I usually aim for 10 a.m. my time, which is Eastern, which is Toronto time or New York time if you're in the US. So should I try to make my videos go up later in the afternoon? Even though, according to my YouTube analytics, it says most of my viewers are active around noon. So that's why I try and get them out for 10, to try and catch those early birds who seem to be hopping on YouTube at 10, and then it's still fresh and new for the ones coming at 12. Should I experiment with my upload times? Maybe one week try noon, then the next week try 2 p.m., and the next week try 4 p.m.? Let me know what you think. Next question. Would you like to see non-Transformers episode reviews on this channel? As I mentioned in some of my episode reviews recently, I love to review some non-Transformers shows. I mean, there's a huge list of shows that I think would be interesting to review. But obviously that all depends if I somehow figure out a way to make these video reviews quicker and easier so that I can still keep up with my regular Transformers reviews. Again, this is all a big what if. I'm not guaranteeing that I'm going to start reviewing Ninja Turtles or Sailor Moon or My Little Pony or Pokemon or anything like that. But this leads into my next and final question. Should I start a second channel? Again, if I were somehow magically able to find the time to do all this other stuff that's not Transformers related, in addition to my regular Transformers reviews, should I start a second channel for that? Or would you be okay seeing non-Transformers stuff on this channel? The real reason I ask is because I am seriously considering starting a gaming channel. Playing video games is usually how I relax after work and after making videos anyways. So all I'd have to do is talk and record it, and it could be a whole new channel for me. I do kind of miss the old days when a lot of my videos on the channel were just me playing video games because they were so super easy to do. Of course, any Transformers games that I played, I'd still post on this channel. And I did recently remember one Transformers game that I think would be fun to play on the channel. So look forward to that soon. But yeah, there are so many games that I just want to play and share my experience playing them with you. And of course, it would give me a chance to replay some of my favorite games again. So let me know if you'd be interested in subscribing to my potential Let's Play channel. Well, there you go. That is my 14,000 subscriber special video. Once again, thank you all so much who are subscribed. Whether you subscribed recently or have been subscribed to me for a long time. It really means a lot to me. Normally, I'd close out my videos asking you to like, comment, and subscribe, but I guess if you're watching this, you've probably done at least one of those things already. So instead, I'll just say thanks for watching, and look forward to lots more Transformers videos and possibly non-Transformers videos in the future.